Hey, Rachelle, how's it going?
Good. That video gets me every single time.
I was freaking out on the background. All these things started popping up on my screen. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So let us know if you're watching to make sure I didn't delete any of these broadcasts. How's it go? I mean, tell me about your day.
It's been a day. It has been interesting. We had a clerical day today to do all things clerical, and so I was busy grading midterm projects in Spanish and asking some students who had not yet turned them in from 4 days ago, like, where are your projects? Because yeah. So what usually is kind of like a real low key, kind of a day, because we got to be at home today too. So that was good.
So that is
Turned
good.
into be like super stressful right now. So hey, Marianne joining in. I love her comment because I was telling you before we went live, and before our guest showed up too, I was like, oh yeah, your bangs, rocking the bangs, love
Oh,
it.
thank you. No bang malfunction today, folks.
And you're
Nice.
standing. If anybody doesn't notice what else is different aside from the AFC sticking out there, you're
Yes. Oh
standing.
my gosh.
You got the
My
bangs.
team won last night again for the second year in a row. I didn't think I would live to see this. I didn't even think I would live. I only hoped I would live to see us go to the Super Bowl. And I got to watch that last year. Now, again, this year, I don't know if you can see Patrick Mahomes in a cereal box behind. I am so ready. It was such an amazing week. And then last night, I was in bed, and my husband's like, or no, my friend is like, the aurora's out. So then
Oh
Mac goes up
yeah.
a mountain and starts taking pictures of this amazing. I tried to wake up my kids. They wouldn't wake up. They stayed up late with me. So they were so sleepy, but I got to see the aurora from my front porch. It was amazing. It's just been a phenomenal week, but I know that Mondays suck for a lot of people. So I'm not trying to rub it in. Yeah.
That's
It's been great.
those pictures that you shared were unreal. I saw them at like 4 o'clock this morning, and
Yeah.
they were unbelievable.
Somebody
Perks
said
of
you can get an
Alaska.
app. Yeah, I don't think the pictures did it justice, and I couldn't get at one point, like, it was really dim, and then it grew, and then it
Mhm.
just lit up everything. It was like what you've seen like on videos. That was amazing, but there was no way I could get that on the camera, and I just wanted to enjoy it because it didn't last for very long where I was standing. So yeah, but
Yeah,
it's been amazing.
awesome.
Um, I hear you got a surprise for us today.
Me? Nah,
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
What? Did you lie to me before we went live?
Now I didn't lie to you because I showed it to you. So yeah. So I have to backtrack. First of all, one thing I want to say, what I have loved doing in our community on the weekends is like Friday and Saturday nights, posting the random questions about, post a GIF, whatever you want to call it, of movie, TV show, whatever. First and last concert that you saw. It's just hilarious. Number of people that it's great that people to join it, but hilarious to see some of them how nostalgic. So I do have some other ones lined up for the next week. So can't wait to see. And if anybody's out there watching us from Twitter or YouTube, please join our community because we are growing. Like, it's awesome to see so many new people
Heck
join it.
yes.
But yeah, going back to when we had Nicole Taylor on talking about her subscription box, which was the first one, aside from like the Stitch Fix and all of those that I've been getting, but this kind is a little bit different. So I did some searching to see, are there other ones out there? And I found a website which has thousands of them. And I got one called My Paper Box, and it came today, and it has my
Love
name
it.
on
Oh my
it.
God, it has your name on it and
I
a
know.
date. I love it.
Yeah, and it says Groovy. And then on the back, and I didn't open it, I just cut the seal. And then on the back, if you can see, it has roller skates, although they're upside down. But I am super excited because each month it has a theme, and I don't know what to expect aside from the fact that it's paper. So I open it.
All right, let's open it.
All right.
Let's do it. And I didn't get to wear my 80s shirt, but I'll put my listening lips on.
Okay. And it says, can you see it? This box is made for Rachelle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have a hello and welcome to my paper box. I love paper. I love all those types of things. There's a little heart stand for, I'm not sure what yet, but it's okay. I got a monthly planner of fun activities, which when we have our Valentine's special show, I think, it's 80s themed. You love this. It's 80s themed. Look, popular 80s
I do. I love it.
It's all 80s. That's the theme of it. So 1980s example sentences. Quit scarfing down those burgers. You're going to Ralph all over the seat of my car. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'll have to save some of those. There's a heart eraser. It has my name on it with, oh, it's the calendar. Oh, so you put this on the calendar, like on that stand. And then it tells you every day what the day is. I mean, aside from the day, but something. Oh, look, like totally, duh. And it has my name. Here's another
You're
one.
frozen.
I think I froze, which that's awesome.
Yeah, I had to take my lips off.
Oh, great. Groovy. That's
so
not
groovy. Groovy is not 80s. I'm sorry. I got to cut in for a second. Groovy is not 80s. That is the only thing that threw me off. But okay, sorry. I love all the name stuff.
I don't know that I'm going to wear this pin. I might give this some principal because he is all about pizza. And there's some different cards in here. Groovy birthday. And then there's a card that has gnarly, bodacious, groovy, stellar. Apparently legit was not just a word from now. It's from back in the 80s. But there's different cards in here. And
who is talking to us? Those lips were scary. You stop it. These lips are fascinating.
Valentine cards.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
Right.
So
groovy 60s or 70s. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So now
that's wonderful. Good for you.
I want to go on and get, oh, look at that. It even has, it has my names on stickers.
I'm jealous.
Do you know how hard it was as a kid? Like you couldn't get your name. I was just Rachel. And even as an adult, you can't get it. But
exactly. No, so for everybody that continues to call you Rachel, it's Rachelle. It's not Renee. It's not Rachel. It's freaking Rachelle. And now you've got it 100 different ways on your name.
The stickers like on my head or something.
It's Rachelle.
Maybe I should do that now. But wow, now what I want to do in my not free time is go and look for more subscription boxes. Hey, Jen-Led, but I don't want to take up any more time because we have an awesome guest today. But I was excited to share this experience with you because I did think that it was going to be 80s theme. So yay.
I love it. And I'm totally jealous that I don't have it. Thank you.
My paper box.
I love it. It's awesome. All right. Tell us about our guest. He's been waiting so patiently.
I know. So our guest is Dr. Brandon Beck, who is an author and has a book that came out recently, which is with Codebreaker EDU, Unlocking Unlimited Potential, which is, I've just started to read it. I got like 10 different books in the other day, several from the Codebreaker line, I think. And I'm excited to have you here to join us today, talk about your book and all the things that you're doing. So welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Exciting to be here. It's great to be here with you all. I'm hoping my connections are right. I'm a little bit in a different place I'm usually not in, but we're going to try and roll with it today.
Yep, that's the best we can do.
Where are you? Tell us, are you like, you look like you're in some... Okay. Are you in an office?
I'm in school.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm in school. I'm in school, but the Wi-Fi on my phone and live stream and audio and whatever it is, live stream doesn't really work. It's cut off. So I am here and we're doing it. That's all that matters.
Right. Well, I'm so excited to meet you in person because this is our in-person meeting. I count it. Okay. But yeah, technical difficulties all around. So we're glad you're here. Tell us about your book that you just released.
Yeah, absolutely. So my book, Unlocking Unlimited Potential, came out December 22nd. So it's a month old. And it basically, in a nutshell, the book is how inside every individual is an infinite power, and specifically teachers, right? And educators and administrators and all educators that are out there. And really, at the end of the day, aren't we all educators in some way, shape, or form, whether we're parenting or whether we're teaching or whether we're in a school or not? But yeah, the fact that we have inside of us this unlimited power, this infinite potential, this infinite power that once we learn to be able to control it and harness it, that it becomes unleashed among our students and all those we serve in the way.
Like the power, like to be a great soccer player. I was reading about you. Like you've got all these talents. You've got incredible, like you've got all these hats that you're wearing. So when you talk about power, and I'm sorry, this is totally like, we didn't get a chance to talk about stuff beforehand, but like just the power of like the like talents, Where does this
Yeah,
infinite power
I think the
come from?
power, it's a little bit of everything, right? So, I think it's number one, it comes down to your story, right? And basically everybody's story is a little bit different, and what my talents are and what your talents are, and inside all of us is that infinite power. And so, most importantly, the whole idea kind of comes from, I'm a big personal development reader. I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins, Rachel Hollis, Brene Brown, Les
Mhm.
Brown, Jack Canfield, just a lot of those kinds of authors. And I always had envisioned this book kind of as I was going through a doctoral journey. I kind of envisioned this book coming to fruition, and how my road through this doctorate program, so to speak, in my career. And I am also a coach, and a soccer coach and a results coach and a life coach. And what happened was, I basically came on this idea that, yeah, you know what, I'm tired of the self-limiting beliefs. I'm tired of, I have all these credentials. I'm a national board certified teacher. I have a doctorate in education. And around the time of COVID, I was ready to throw in the towel. I was just frustrated. I was upset. And I turned to writing. I turned to completing this book that I had been working on for about 3 years. And yeah, in a nutshell, I think that's the idea, right? That inside all of us, and inside all of us, our students, and inside all of the teachers, and inside everybody we serve, there is an infinite power. And I think once we're able to work within that and find what I call that sweet spot, we're able to kind of, really push ourselves, and find inner happiness, right? Find happiness in what we're doing.
That's really cool. I like
I
that. And
love
I'm
that.
I'm really into like, spiritual things. So is it a part of like your spiritual life as well? Sounds like something I need to read for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, absolutely. It's everything. And yes, it is a spiritual part. There's a part in the book where I talk about the secret. And if you're not familiar with the secret, it's the whole idea about you are what you think, right? And the book is broken up into three parts. So there's building the foundation, which is the first part, and that goes through rediscovering your why. It goes through the
Mm.
growth mindset and how important social emotional learning is, not only for ourselves as educators, but also obviously for our students.
Mhm.
And then it goes on to the second part, which is the looking at challenges as opportunities for growth, and talks about core values, and it talks about my personal experience being what I call a monolingual bilingual educator. I work in a dual language program. I work in a school district that is almost 60% Hispanic Latino. I don't speak another language, but I always was all about teaching students in this English component, and being able to use all sides of all sides of their ability, and being able to use what I can do, what I can from their home language, and talking about that experience and using that challenge, and talking about culturally responsive teaching. And there's even a
Mhm.
chapter in there where I invited about 7 or 8 different authors to talk about COVID. The title of the chapter is When One Door Closes, a Virtual One Opens.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I wanted to bring in other people's perspectives about this time that was going on for them, and how they were achieving their unlimited potential through this journey of going through COVID, because it was a really challenging time. And the final part of the book is putting it all together, believing in you, wrapping up with a little bit of research, wrapping up with a little bit of, you're doing this, and it is supported, and it's been supported since the times of Dewey and Maslow, and on people like John Wooden and Tony Robbins and Rachel Hollis, and just kind of connecting all of that and putting it all together into one big awesome celebration of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does.
Oh no, go ahead, Mel.
No, you go ahead. And I'll say the comment we have right now from Melissa. I teach a school. She identifies, or it resonates with her. So that's really cool. Thank you for joining us, Melissa.
Yeah, no, I was going to say when I was starting to, I always get the books and I kind of flip through to see like, how are the chapters broken down? What does it look like? Very visual. And it caught my attention, the When One Door Closes, the virtual one opens. And then also you had the inner critic was the other thing in there too. That I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
very interesting. But I love that. And I kind of had that opportunity with not so much with the book of mine just came out, I think like a week before you, like our book came out like around the same time back in December. But the other one that I've been working on, Things I Wish, ... new, it has, I mean, there are some stories in there related to the like COVID and the experience for educators, for administrators, for students, and for families too. So it's like, I guess we're fortunate in that we had a book already in process that we could tie in what was actually happening and make that part of what we were writing. So I do appreciate that, especially about the book that you just had come out. So awesome.
Yeah. And congratulations,
I think it's
by the way.
pretty unique time, right? I mean, it's brought up, I mean, for me personally, like I didn't really have a following. I didn't really even really use social media much until like March last year. And for some reason, I just kind of started on the journey, started following a few people, and just kind of was looking for, publishing options, and had this book. And I was like, you know what? Just going to kind of keep looking and kind of follow. And then I started to notice all these weird things were happening online where people were like A1 and Q1 and hashtagging things. And I was like, what on earth is going on? And I discovered Twitter chats, which was like the greatest discovery ever, because I now do like 4 to 5 Twitter chats a week. But it was awesome. I was like, this is great. It's free. It's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do 3 in a night if I want.
Best PD. And speaking of Twitter chats, have I gotten you to sign up, yes, moderate my formative chat yet? Because just gonna throw that one out there. All right, so we'll talk about that one.
I love it.
But do you remember what your first chat was that you got involved? The first one that you joined by chance?
Yeah, I think I honestly, it had to be. I didn't even realize there were Twitter chats full on. I didn't realize you had to be on at a certain time. I didn't realize that. So it was either Codebreaker or Build Hope EDU was rolling.
Okay, so Build Hope is Sunday. Codebreaker, is that Tuesday?
Tuesday, 8 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do that. The Education Never Dies. I have a mastery chat with Teach Better. I think those are my 4 main go-tos. And then I kind of, sometimes I'll just be sitting around and be like, hey, I have nothing going on. Why don't I jump on a chat somewhere? And you can find them at any time.
Yeah, you can. And going to like Bootcamp PD, Meredith Johnson's site, and people will ask me like, what chats are happening? Because I do put out tweets about them, but there are way more than what I share. But if you go to, for anybody listening, if you go to her Bootcamp PD, she has a tab for Twitter chats, and whatever the day is, the time that you're looking for, it'll tell you which ones are happening. And if you have a chat and you want to be added to that, you can also submit your chat, which is nice. So no, I asked you about your first chat because the first one that I got involved in was the not Wiley Ed chat. It was Wiley Ed chat. And that was years ago. And it was a bunch of educators from Tennessee who, when they said, what part of Tennessee are you from? I'm like, I'm from Pittsburgh. Like, I have no idea. And I didn't know TweetDeck. So I kept trying to like flip between tabs and stuff. But it's great PD to get involved in. Even if, it can be overwhelming, even if you just in a little bit, even if you're late, like you fall upon it and then just to read that conversation. You get so many ideas, you make new connections, but yeah, it is fun to figure out at first. Like, what's with this hashtag?
Yeah,
what's
it's funny. It is. It really is. And I started one of the courses that I run for teachers that I just started this past month is I created a Twitter chat assignment. So you can either participate in the Twitter chat or you just have to analyze the Twitter chat. And then there's just a reflection that goes along with it. And it's interesting that a lot of the people that are in this course, they're like, well, I never even knew there was a Twitter chat. Well, I never even knew that Twitter could be used like this. And all of a sudden, something that you and we use all the time now is something that is so valuable, right? And something that, is really an amazing thing.
Yeah. And Melissa's been sharing on the bottom. I don't know if you've seen her. She's really into it also. And that's so cool. I hate Twitter chats.
I know you do.
This is great.
Like Alaska, slow. It can be overwhelming, especially now or so, because this past almost year, which is unbelievable to think of. It has been a year, because I remember this time a couple of days ago, I was in London and starting to hear the news about coronavirus and, having no clue about it. But you kind of like, we're on the computer, we're connected so much. And with so many things like now, I got Clubhouse. I got
Yeah, and that's
all
what I
these
was going to say.
different-
Clubhouse, I would do a Clubhouse instead of a Twitter chat at this point, unless it's
Yeah.
a slow chat. I just think that this is my beef with Twitter chats, trying to fit in anything really meaningful. To me, it seems so redundant. And I do it because, I mean, sometimes they are fun, but also I loved them at first, but I feel like it's another way for us to get busy with stuff too. Like if you're like, I was doing so many Twitter chats at first, I got super tired of it. I can't even remember the first one I did. But yeah, I only do them when my friends are like, yeah, hopefully
Yeah,
there's
you
other
got to use
people
the
like
tweet
me that are
deck.
just, I do use TweetDeck. I know all the secrets I've done. I don't know how many Twitter chats I've done them. But I love the Clubhouse now because you can talk. It's like all in, real time and
Yeah,
you can get deep. So I was doing Twitter
Yeah.
chats
yeah,
before we had as
absolutely.
many characters as we do now.
I know, the 280, which at first everybody was like, there's too many characters. And now sometimes you're like, wait, I'm out of space. I need more. But yeah, Clubhouse is, it's pretty neat. I got involved in a couple of the conversations in the different, Clubhouse rooms over the weekend, have some invites. So everybody's like, do you have any invites? I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android, but I have an iPad. So it's a lot of fun to like walk around and carry the iPad, but it's
Mhm.
okay. So, other
That's
ways
so
to
cool.
make
I love this Melissa and everybody to follow her. This is her Twitter handle, Fungooling. So let's follow her. And also Brandon, you are at Brandon Beck EDU. So everybody right now on Twitter, I followed you already. So and I'm going to follow Melissa at Fungooly and DENE 915. That's Renee.
I got a box over here that's like, it has my name on it. I should just like hold it in front of me with the big lip.
Need like a
No.
neon sign.
I know. I do need some background things. I should I'll hold this up, my name. I'll change Michael Scott to my name. Right, Melody?
Yes.
You don't even
That
know what
would
I'm
be-
talking about. You're even looking at it. Like, I could have been
I'm
holding up
trying to follow Melissa on Twitter right now before I forget. I'm
I
looking
could have
at
been holding up a stuffed
Fungooly.
animal or like bottle of water, and you're like, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
No, I'm
Like,
Oh,
Melody, I'm
that's
flying to Alaska in 2 hours. You're like, okay, good.
I am hearing you, Rachelle. Don't even. So yes, I'm following you now, Melissa. And Jennifer says that she has an Android. Actually, I think that people can join from Android now because you're on there, Rachelle.
I'm using
Oh.
my iPad. See?
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah, Melissa
yeah.
saw Renee last week with fun. Yeah, I opened it up on my iPad and people say, why do you still have an Android phone? Because not all of my students have iPhone, iOS devices, and I want to know what it looks like. So when they say, well, I can't find it on mine, if I don't have one of those devices to be able to see it, it's not like we're in person a lot. I mean, we're hybrid, but I like to have multiple, I got Netbook, I got a desktop, I got the Mac, I got all the bases are covered because not all the students have the same thing. So that's why I keep the Android. So.
Oh my gosh. And my husband is an Android user. Like, it's okay. Like, it's okay not to have an iPhone. Just because you can't be on Clubhouse is not the end of the world. Besides, do we really need one more app? Do we really need?
Apparently, because there's a lot of things happening. Are you on Clubhouse, Brandon? Brandon, are you on Clubhouse?
I just joined Clubhouse this past
Okay.
weekend. I just joined Clubhouse. So
Well, welcome to the club.
So I have to ask, Brandon, what is next? What's coming up for you? Like, or you got any conferences, presentations, more book writing, blogging?
Yeah, a lot of things. So I'm working on a couple different things. I have started a podcast, which is called Unlocking Unlimited Potential Stories, which right now it has begun and kind of kicked off as a live stream, which I've had a bunch of readers of the book that have reached out to me and they want to talk about the book, but I kind of tweak it so that we're talking about some parts that resonated from the book, but how it relates to their line of work and what they're doing. So I do that on Wednesdays. I've started to have them at like 4 p.m. Eastern right now. And so I have that coming up. I have an online course that I'm putting together right now. Speaking gigs. I am starting to line up speaking gigs. I'm super excited about speaking. I love to speak and I can't wait to get back in person so I can actually do it from like in the same building. So that would be amazing. And also consulting and also a couple other small writing projects with a couple other authors, specifically a couple authors at Codebreaker as well. And couple other things, but the whole idea is like to keep moving with connections and keep moving with content, because me personally, this whole thing of getting on these live streams and getting on these calls and connecting with people like you has just been empowering to me. It's really helped me return to, what I really like to do. I'm also a college professor, so some days I leave school and I go and become a college professor. I also run a small business. Like you said before, I'm a soccer coach, but I also run a 2,000 family soccer program in Westchester County, New York. So there's a lot of pieces that I have going on. And so just trying to line up all the things you love, right? And trying to hold on to them. And as kind of life shifts and as the world kind of turns, just trying to stay ahead of it and stay, keeping myself in a position of doing things that I love doing. And I really, really love working with educators. And that's kind of a little bit new the past like 2 years that I've been doing more. And so I've just kind of fallen in love with that path.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You must have a ton of free time. Just kidding.
I also have a 9-week-old. I have 3 kids. I have 3 girls.
Wow.
We had a baby we actually had a baby in October, a little girl. And we have 3 ladies now, little ladies.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations
Thank
to you. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. That's a really good segue. I'm going to put you on the spot, and please forgive me for putting you on the spot, because you just came on right before we went. I did not have the time, but I feel like you can answer this very well as a parent, as an educator, and you have done remote. And are you completely remote, or what are you completely?
I'm hybrid right now. Yeah, I've been hybrid all year.
Okay, great. So because we're still in the part of the new year, what would you offer as wisdom for educators and parents, like something that is really helping you and other teachers that you're involved with, whether you're at your school or like you said on your Twitter chats? What is really helping, something that you could, like a wisdom that you could give to parents and educators?
Yeah,
I know. I put you on the spot big time.
No, there's about 100. I should make a list of top 10 lists, but I would say one of the things off that list would be I do this strategy called 5-5-5. It comes from Tony Robbins, but I'm going to steal it. And 5 things that you're grateful for, 5 things that 5 positive affirmations, 5 I am statements, and 5 minutes of meditation. Try it for a week. Try it for 3 days.
Okay, say it again.
5 days a week.
I'm going to write it down. Be really slow. I'm going to write it.
All right, here. 5, 5, 5. So 5 positive affirmations, 5 things you're grateful for, and 5 minutes of meditation. So roughly about 15 minutes. And my students, when they walk into class in the morning, they do the first 5 and then the second 5, and then the meditation comes later on and in various parts of the day, or however we decide to tweak it that day. But that's just kind of the moment you wake up and roll out of bed, right before you get on that phone, because I know we all reach for it. Right before you get on that phone, reach for that phone and go into the notepad and write down 5 things that you're grateful for. Write down 5 positive affirmations. I think that is, being able to remember that we're grateful for, that we're our health, that we're grateful for. Yeah, it's not a greatest situation that we're in a hybrid situation or remote situation, but at least we're still able to serve in some way. And then, just being grateful. And then I am statements. I mean, I think you were talking about before, like self-limiting beliefs. I think we have over like 80,000 thoughts a day. I'd like to know what percentage of those thoughts are negative or, self-limiting. And I think the more we kind of pay attention to the language that, that we're hearing in our head, the better we are going to be. And if we can kind of phrase that so that we push ourselves forward in the right direction, for me, that's really, it's a challenge every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I like those
God,
5-5-5.
That's good. Thanks for dropping that, Mr. Tony.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Brandon Beck. Rachelle, do you have anything you'd like? Yeah, for real. Wouldn't we all? Okay, I just lost my thing here. Okay, is there anything else? We are coming to the end of our live. Brandon, it has been amazing that you came on. We appreciate the time that you took because we know you're super busy. Congratulations on your new precious baby and all of the wonderful things that you're part of and your book baby. Congratulations on that too. Thank you to everybody who's been listening, whether it's on Twitter, our Facebook community, or on YouTube. We appreciate you as well. And Melissa and Jennifer, thank you for joining in our conversation virtually. Before we go, Rachelle, is there anything that you would like to impart?
No, just thankful for Brandon for joining us today and having the time to talk and share his wisdom that he just did, and encourage everybody to, if you're looking for a chat, because talking about those of us here, jump into a chat tonight. We have, just going to say, formative chat. Lainey is our guest moderator, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Codebreaker is tomorrow night, right? You said, Brandon, I think Codebreaker's on Tuesdays.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Yep.
All right. So join a chat. Doesn't matter if you get into the chat late, just start making some
I'm actually
connections.
hosting the chat. I just realized.
Are
I
you?
remembered. I'm hosting the chat
All right.
tomorrow, actually.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, guys.
Perfect.
Yeah, so follow him on Twitter at Brandon Beck EDU. And tomorrow night he is doing the Codebreaker. So you just follow, for those people who are new to the Twitter chats, follow hashtag Codebreaker. Is it Codebreaker EDU or just Codebreaker?
Codebreaker.
Just Codebreaker. And tonight, Rachelle, you're doing the formative chat, and our friend Lainey Rowell, she is hosting that. So hope we'll see you guys on the Twitter land. Everybody take care, and we'll see you at Thrive O'Clock on Friday. Bye.
Bye.